Right, and this is one of the reasons, Dr. Knapp, where you don't want to leave your pets behind because of that flood threat. You may not be able to get right back home. So think now, prepare ahead, bring them with you, not just coastal areas, but even inland spots.
Yes, so important for everybody to realize that a hurricane is not just a coastal event, and it's not just about wind. We talk about hurricane warnings. We've talked about storm surge warnings. There are flash flood watches in effect. The flash flood warnings will be issued locally once the rainfall begins and the flooding is more imminent. Right now, we just know that the conditions are ripe over a large area for a multi-day inland flooding event, and flash flooding takes lives, especially people in cars. So the main thing you can do, knowing that the potential is there, is to promise yourself you're not going to drive your car on a water-covered road.
Right, a lot of these deaths, unfortunately, are preventable ones. It's from people driving around barriers, driving over flooded roadways. If you find the water, if you see the water, don't go near it.
Yep, and don't drive around a barricade if it says road closed. Yeah. And when emergency managers and responders see this kind of potential for rainfall in an area that's already gotten a lot of rain, they are pre-positioning, I am sure, swift water rescue teams. But don't be one of the people that they have to come get in your car. But that's what can happen when you have this much rainfall over this large an area. You could have it in metropolitan areas and cities. You could have it in rural areas. You could have it fall and cause the rivers to rise. The flooding could manifest itself in so many ways, in so many areas, over many, many days. Once it starts raining tomorrow night, Saturday, it could rain for days, well into the middle of next week. Just as an example, here we are in the Victoria, Corpus Christi area. Again, we're talking feet here, not just inches. It's really, really amazing to see these potential rainfall totals. San Antonio, we did a hurricane awareness tour stop there last year. And people are asking me, what's a hurricane awareness tour stop doing in San Antonio? This is why, folks. You've got a hurricane problem, mainly because of the inland flooding in this event.
Right. I mean, we're talking nearly a foot Austin, perhaps near a foot in San Antonio as well. These are places that are going to see substantial rain and will see a substantial threat. Then we talk about Houston, and we know what 1 to 2 inches quickly can do there.
Now if you're looking at this and saying, well, this is no Allison, that was 30-something inches. Well, 30-something inches is possible somewhere in Texas from Harvey, but this is enough. A foot of rainfall in the Houston area is a devastating situation. Stay off the roads.
Great advice, Dr. Knapp. Thanks. Mike, we're hoping people will heed that advice. The most important thing. Say things like 6 to 12 feet. Seeing helps to believe. You know, we can warn you verbally, but we actually want to show you what this is going to translate to. First, the Storm Surge Flooding Map. This is a product by the National Hurricane Center to give you an idea of the worst case scenario. How much water above ground. So this is a measurement above ground level. Surfside Beach, you're in that 6 to 9 foot storm surge location. So where Mike is, we are expecting 6 to 9 feet of water above ground. As we head to areas farther down the coast, we could be looking at 9 feet plus. So big problems possible as you head towards Port O'Connor and Point Comfort. But what does that look like? What is that going to be like in your neighborhood, perhaps? Let's start things off with 2 feet of water. We talk about 6 inches of water, moving water, enough to knock you off your feet. 2 feet of water, that's enough to move your car, float your car, and that's why we stress the importance of turning around rather than trying to drive through those flooded roadways. Turn around, don't drown. It's worth it. It means something. And most importantly, it works. Now, you stay in your house. You don't evacuate. 3 to 4 feet, first floor of your home, unaccessible anymore. You're forced to go up to the second level. The problem is, if that water keeps rising, now you're looking at 6, 7 feet, that water beginning to work into the second level of your home. If it keeps going, you may be trapped. You know, this is the time when people are forced to break through the roofs of their home. 9 feet plus, no level of your home, first or second floor, is going to be able to be livable, and you're forced to wait on the roof for rescue. Also a key, this water isn't moving, but we've got the wave action as well. The power of water can't be underestimated. In addition, you notice this water, it's not clear. We're not talking about a swimming pool. This water is going to be dirty. It's going to have chemicals, perhaps sewage, not to mention objects in it. Exceptionally dangerous, Dr. Knapp. Take water seriously. You've said it yourself. Folks need to listen to this.
You're right, Alex. And, you know, those values you're showing on that potential storm surge flooding map are a reasonable worst case scenario at any given location. But again, let's